It's all right. Mike hears it.
That's all we need to worry about. As long as I can hear it, we're all good. Yeah.
Maybe I
Are
can't
these
hear.
people in the room with you right now, Mike?
I'm not sure I could hear. My ears are still ringing from that firework that was set off at the right above my head.
Heaven forbid someone tries to create an atmosphere at Blundell Park. I've got a bit of beef about that. Blundell Park did not sound good today. I understand it was shit.
No, it was quiet. It was
the people at Grimsby are letting us down because you know, and I think, and this is going to be controversial because Hannah's little one is in there, but every kid needs to be towed out of there like ice. I want them taken out, dragged out, thrown into the main stand, you know. And if you're one of these Karens, I've seen Ben Bailey was talking about it. Someone told him to shut up and stop swearing. Immediate deportation. You get sent to Hull and you're never allowed back over the bridge.
Well,
you get named and shamed. You go in prison. You go to prison.
Within the first 5 minutes of the game, bearing in mind I sit in the first two rows of the upper. Quite a few rows behind me were standing and trying to create an atmosphere. And stewards come along, begging them to sit down.
I'm sorry,
but sit in 2 rows.
I'm sorry, but the club, and they do so much right, but the atmosphere thing, we talk about it time and again. They've done fuck all to do. You know, you can just hang a couple of flags at the back, doesn't create an atmosphere. But you haven't done anything to make it an atmosphere. You've got to get to a point where, sorry, but pontoon is 16 plus. You're only coming in here if you're making a racket. If you're not, we've got stewards there that are actually going to tear you out and throw you into the main stand where you belong. Because, you know, Hannah shouldn't feel comfortable taking her 6-year-old into the middle of the pontoon. Youngie, you're of my generation. Would your parents felt comfortable at 6 to take you into the pontoon in the middle?
The first time I went in the pontoon on my own, and bearing in mind at this point I was 13, 14, and my mum was at 13, 14 wasn't happy for me going in the pontoon. Exactly. That's when it was standing, to be fair, but that's a different story.
That's the sort of atmosphere you should be. And if you can't do that now, if it's got to a point where it's too complicated, then you've got to make another area elsewhere. And we talk about it time and again. You sell out the Osmond. You sell enough tickets for the corner bit, just in case we actually have a set of fans that bother to come out and fill an away end, which in League Two never really happens. And you say, right, it's unrestricted, make a load of noise. It's going to be light stewarding. Don't be dickheads, but make it as uncomfortable and as loud as possible.
I think if you're going to do an ultras, I hate that word, ultra.
And it just demeans it.
The Osman would be perfect next to the away end, bit of back and forth. It's. I think the acoustics are probably better in there as well. Yeah, if you can try and maybe an incentive for next season is to maybe try and get kind of a generation to go into the Osmond and go like make it a permanent home for them. I don't know.
Well, you agree and you go right. Sorry, John. You get like.
I don't. Oh, go on.
Go on, John. Go on. You can say it. The voice in the darkness.
I don't think there should be an age restriction, but I think there should be a test before you get in to to show how loud you're going to be, and if you don't stick to the decibel levels in 10-minute incrementations, then you're kicked out.
Here we go. So David Riley, my mum banned me from going to see Chelsea 84. She said that was too rough for Cleethorpes. I was again, but watched it back on recording after and thought TNT coverage was a poor. Jack, we'll get onto that. Don't worry. Mike is burning at the ready. He's stretching himself out. Joe Hart.
Well, I mean, Joe, I haven't seen the coverage from today, but Joe, I saw the bleed clips before the Hull game where Joe Hart was telling people, "I don't like cup upsets. Don't like them."
Joe Heartless.
Very good. And that is the name for tonight's pod.
John, I've just muted you, John, because I can hear you chirp back on us ranting on the thing. So when you're just not talking, just mute, mate, and it'll be fine.
That's generally the rule for all of us, but none of us do it.
No, especially Sam. if I'm muted, go on.
While we're on the subject, I thought the atmosphere was all right today. I mean, compared to a lot of the games I've been to, it wasn't Man United level, but when the crowd was going, all 4 sides were singing, the same thing, and it sounded pretty good. Not the whole time, but I would say it was decent.
That's because you're a middle-class Southerner.
Well, being in the room with 3 middle-class
I
summers.
wouldn't have that, John. I can't, Youngie. I'm not saying if I'm in Aldershot, I'm not classed as middle. I'll tell you something scunnier really on Saturday.
How'd you say sorry?
Sorry. I'm sorry. Is there a different way of saying sorry?
How'd you say? You was on the phone to me. How'd you say the word bath?
Bath.
That's not how you said it to me this week.
BAAF.
You were putting an R in it when you were telling me about a bath.
Bath. Did you say bath?
It's a
Yeah,
bath.
Mike, do
I let
calm
him do it
down.
twice, and then I called him out for it.
You controversial nincompoop! Don't you dare!
How dare you?
I feel challenged. I'm going to.
And when he wants to see if I'm going to watch the cricket, he goes, "Are you coming to watch Surrey with me?" Surrey.
Andrew Niles saying moan about Andrew. It's all we do. And sorry, on the TV coverage, you couldn't hear fuck all. All I could hear was Wolves.
I thought it started well. I thought at the beginning of the game there was a good atmosphere, but and it was encouraging up until about half time. But as soon as they scored the goal, it went flat. It went really flat. I thought personally. There you go.
I'm sure we'll get into it though. Sorry, Alex.
No, Mariner Halley says make the lower safe standing. Bruce wouldn't have that, Halley. You know that. He needs a place to sit, and if it's not out there, he'll be sat in the lower bar. But yeah, there we are. It was all right. Everyone dried out.
Yeah, it was wet and cold, but we made it. We got through it. I've been colder than that at football games. Way colder than that. It was all right.
They were really making a point of it on Humberside.
Mikel Antonio was like he's playing in Northern Norway. It was like he's in Northern Norway. So, when you come up north, like it's 300 miles north. I mean, it's not different climate. It's not different continent.
It's not even 300 miles, is it?
I live in London. It's cold in London.
Yeah, it's wet as well.
Yeah, rain comes past the Watford Gap. I've seen it. It's here.
It's just the idea that somehow we were in control of the weather, like with Danny Rose. Sorry, Mike, stealing your joke.
It's a very nice tweet you came up with. Did you come up with that all by yourself?
I literally just copied and pasted it.
Copied and pasted it, even my poor English on it.
Mariner Harris says, I bet Matt Dean had his heated gilet on.
I caught a bit of the Humberside stuff, and Crofty was talking about, it was warm. And so Matt Dean said, it was warm yesterday. Matt Dean said it was 1 degree. And he said, yeah, well, comparatively. And I thought, Crofty's always wearing his heated gilet. That man can't go out the door without a heated gilet.
I've heard that.
Gilet, whatever it's called.
Doesn't go anywhere without his heated gilet on.
Yeah.
A happy birthday to Matt, by the way. It was his 50th birthday this week. So
happy birthday, Matt.
There you go.
Or as people I know have said, he looks like Doc Cotton from Line of Duty. No?
Oh, yeah. The fact he was called Doc Cotton just really threw me because I instantly went to the EastEnders one. I'm like, no, get that one out. He was, a little bit.
There we go. But yeah, it's good. Any other talk shit we need? Or are we all good?
We had me and John met for breakfast today. It was lovely.
How was it? Where'd you go?
We went to the Fisherman's Arms, who do a very good breakfast deal, a farmhouse breakfast and a drink, which includes alcoholic, for a tenner. Very
breakfast.
Well, I was worried.
Worthingtons and my breakfast.
Yeah. I was worried because we've had a whole week of discussion in the group about, well, what do you want? You pre-order, you got to get it in. Well, what do you?
Mike, look, if you were here for the breakfast, we would do the same thing. And I would love to meet you for breakfast one day, Mike, and hopefully we'll get that when you come over. And I will give you the same attention.
Youngie.
I'd love to wake up with breakfast with you, Mike.
In the Dutch of LA, Potting Shed.
Potting Shed is very good. Yeah, absolutely. They do the buffet breakfast. Very nice.
They do. Well, they buffet breakfast to a point. They do monitor the sausages and the bacon you get.
Yeah, there's definitely judgment.
Monitoring the sausages.
They do. I think they got to control.
That I think Ollie's Calf down the seafront is the best place I've ever had breakfast in.
Where's that? Is that where we went for Man United?
Yeah, it's literally opposite. I think it was outside.
You mean Browns?
No, it's called Ollie's.
Okay.
Bruce.
No, you went to Browns further down, didn't you? You had it. No, the Ollie's one where we stood and did the stuff. That was
okay.
Brilliant.
Wasn't that the Hawaiian Eye?
Oh, that's not open anymore. That's closed down. The Hawaiian Eye was a personal favourite for away trips. we'd always meet at the Hawaiian Eye before an away trip. Good breakfast in there, but sadly no longer with us.
Do you want to do an in memoriam?
One thing I have noticed.
Come on, people.
This is Grimsby Town 0, Wolverhampton Wanderers 1. We won 1-0 on Wednesday.
And we will talk about that. Right.
Look, Alex, I'm putting the title. It's all downhill. Look, he's like, oh, it's all shit.
No, what? I'm just saying, it's we're media corporate whores. We want that, Manchester United crappy African bants from X, so we can generate content. We are AFTV. We want the people of Lagos to come over and say, oh man, you're really shit. You lost. It's like, no, we're fine with it. Bring it on. Bring the controversy on.
I love the fact you started for a split second doing an accent and then changed your mind completely very quickly.
I couldn't really work. Which was a great call,
Alex.
I'm happy to do the accent. I just couldn't work out what a Nigerian accent is. I haven't had one of those phone calls for ages.
Look, mate, we've known you a long time. You make some shit decisions. That's one of your best ones. Just within half a second. No, I'm getting back from that.
Look, I think the people of Nigeria would like it as a power country. What is it? By 2050, 1 in every 10 people will be born in Nigeria. They need to be brought into the accent department.
Is John okay? Because he's gone quiet since I called him middle class.
Yeah, good move. Move it on. That's a good idea, John.
That's good, that, wasn't it? You see what I did there?
John, come out and save me.
Been crying into my mocha latte with oat milk.
You're having a latte at 8 o'clock at night?
No, I'm not. I was just trying to think of something middle class.
I
am middle class.
It's got a gin and tonic.
John, it's a Cortado, isn't it?
Well, I mean, you'd know, mate. You've been in Surrey longer than I have, I guess.
Yeah,
what's that green shit they put in stuff now? That whatever it is.
Matcha.
Matcha. What the fuck is what's a matcha?
It's nice.
Matcha, if you're from Grimsby. Cortado, if you're from Grimsby.
What is it?
Cortado.
I'm also going to put this out there. I've never tried an avocado.
Oh, mate. I'll defend Johnny here because avocado is amazing.
And I had some this morning with Youngie. So, you know.
John's trying to drag. No, I'm enjoying this middle class stuff.
I'm embracing
what I made earlier? Chimichurri.
Oh, yeah. I love a good chimichurri.
Yeah. Made that. Homemade.
Yeah. I'm staying in Boston this next week. Lincolnshire. And I'm very disappointed because we found a Mexican restaurant and we're having a date night, a late Valentine's date night. And unfortunately, it's not open on a Monday. So I'm very disappointed. I was looking forward to a bit of chimichurri action, but not happening.
Do you really want... I'm not sure Boston is the place to go for prime Mexican food, is it?
Well, it's not, by the looks of it, it's not a place to go for prime anything. But we're persevering.
Mumbai for your Indian, Chicago for your pizza, Boston for your Mexican food.
Alex, can you give us a Mexican accent?
Yeah, of course you can. John, what do you call a Mexican who's had his car stolen?
Go on.
Carlos. Why did the Mexican man push his wife off a cliff?
Tequila! Play the credits.
I've got 5.
Open wide for some soccer!
And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
I don't think I've ever wanted to be in a stand more than my life around here. They're going crazy.
This antiquated main stand, I can feel it vibrating.
Say, they got a penalty here with the fish flying about that. There's no tomorrow.
What a magnificent piece of football! This is Vernon! Vernon scored! The supporters are invading the pitch because Grimsby Town have caused one of the biggest upsets in their history.
Love it.
I just asked Google AI to give me some more Mexican jokes, but they're very American related, so they're not very good. They're a bit too controversial for me.
Please don't, Alex, because I've got a small, nearly 11-year-old child here who you can probably hear is just cackling away at Carlos still.
These are the ones that Google has suggested. What do you call a Mexican without a lawnmower? Unemployed. Fucking what does that mean?
Man.
What do you do when a Mexican is riding a bike chased after him? It's probably yours. So these
Google is racist now. Google is now racist.
What is a Mexican's favorite bookstore? Borders. That's a good one for you, Youngie, keeping it relevant. How do you stop a Mexican tank? Shoot the guy pushing it. These are I think these are written by Ice.
Yeah. Fozzie's got a good one, though.
Go on.
What do Mexicans have under their carpets?
Underlay.
Underlay. There you go.
Mariner Halley's right. Why couldn't we have had the joy of Ali McCoist instead of Joe Heartless?
That's why we lost.
We're going with Heartless now. Is this just this is what
Joe
we're doing
Heartless.
now?
He's
I'm on board. I'm on board.
Could you imagine having a drink with him? God. And he was also wrong about the offside. It wasn't offside either.
Oh, and then he's cut out that Warren's done this massively terrible challenge.
Warren, prison. Named and shamed.
Get the dirty, get off.
Because he don't like lower league clubs. He admits it. He literally says it on air.
Which is a shame, because when he played for Shrewsbury against us, he was shit.
I remember that game. Isaiah's last game at Game Header, wasn't it?
I was doing the one. Yeah, true.
Still got it.
Here we go. Martin Lusty, 2 packs of crisps sat on the side of a road. Taxi pulls up, want a lift. No thanks, we're walkers. That's very good. Assume they're Mexican crisps.
It's the DN35 comedy special, and you're all invited.
Let's talk about your mother-in-law. Old people can't beat them, can you? Bless them. Shame.
I haven't spoken to my mother-in-law for a couple of years.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. Why's that?
We haven't fallen out or anything. I just don't like to interrupt her.
Oh, very good. There we are. Yeah. Look, yeah, she's dead.
Let's get going. Come on. Got places to be.
What kind of bees make milk? Boobies.
Thank you, Martin. John Jackson. Joanna.
That's level.
Richard says, I thought the chatting shit part had passed. Nah. Have you never listened?
We lost.
It's all the chatting shit part.
That's all this podcast has ever been.
He wasn't here last week, and this flowed seamlessly, didn't it, with Bruce?
Did it flow seamlessly?
It did. Yeah. Well, did you listen to it, Alex?
No.
Sure.
What happens if it was good without me? I'd feel really bad.
Well, it's not good with you.
Oh, well, there we go. Grimsby Town lose to Wolverhampton Wanderers in the FA Cup. Bottom of the team league. Wolves win out on a scintillating game on a carpet, reminiscent of anyone who's done their World War One history lessons. And that was really it. It was really fucking boring. And a lot of that goes to the Premier League side, who probably earned more this season than Grimsby have had in their 148-year history. And they still bored the shit out of everyone and played like fucking Salford. Is that about right? Are we all happy with that? That's
Covered it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Spot on.
Yeah, it was a dull game. The pitch obviously did play a part of it, but I thought it affected us more than it affected them. I thought they looked like at halftime I said the biggest compliment I could give Wolves is that they're looking forward to a nice mid-table championship run next season. And that is because that is what they look like. They were a mid-table championship team, if that. It was just one of them games. It was very scrappy. It was never going to be end to end. They scored with the one decent chance of the game. They hit the bar, obviously, off that free kick. Other than that, not a lot really happened.
Which Joe Heartless called perfect.
Because it didn't go in, did it?
Yeah, exactly.
I think you're right. I mean, I got into an argument with somebody earlier, which me getting into an argument, I know it's difficult to understand, but I think Wolves' technical ability shone through that they coped a little bit better than we did with the pitch. And I think you're right, Youngie. It did affect us more. We couldn't get the ball down, couldn't play it. First half we're looking to break in a few times and we're running past the ball and stuff. But the frustrating thing is, I think it's a 50-50 game. And the only difference is they had 5, 6, 7 minute period of pressure with a couple of long throw-ins that we just couldn't get hold of the ball. Just sort of before and then after Cook and Green came on. And that's when they scored, because we just couldn't get hold and interrupt that. And I think that was the only difference in the game. Other than that, I think we've limited to one shot on target, which was the goal, which when you're playing a Premier League team is pretty good. So, yeah, it was disappointing. But that pitch, it's difficult to play any sort of football on that today. I don't think anybody could have played anything on that. The ball just wasn't moving.
And I think, it's a huge compliment to ourselves that we're disappointed that we've played a Premier League team and we don't. I can only speak for myself, but I don't necessarily think we acquitted ourselves greatly to it. And I understand the pitch plays a huge part in that. And we kept it to 1-0 and we had a couple of opportunities. And I don't think we looked out of place against them. I don't think it was backs against the walls at all. I thought we were just as dangerous as they were. A bit surprised it took that long for Cook to come on. I assume given the sort of pitch we had, I was half expecting sort of deliveries from Staunton, danger from set pieces, put it in the box and see whose arse it goes off in. And that's what I was expecting. But I assume, Arta had different ideas, and of course,
I mean, well, we were all right, to be fair, without Cook. I mean, it was still 0-0 when Cook came on, wasn't it? I actually thought Walker should have stayed on the pitch a little bit longer. I thought if anybody was creating anything, it was Jamie Walker.
He was struggling.
Well, yeah, okay. If he's blowing, then
no. I think the camera kept going to me. You might not have seen in the ground, mate, but the camera kept going to me. He was feeling something at the back of his hamstring for a good few minutes beforehand. Yeah.
If that's the case, fair enough. Obviously, I haven't spotted that from the Finders, but yeah, I thought we definitely lost the creative edge when Walker came on.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I thought, I thought the subs were made quite early, wasn't it? It was Green and Cook on about 55. I always think if you're going to play Cook, almost bring on Staunton with him, because the delivery that Staunton gives you with Cook in the middle is just absolutely perfect. The frustration for me was that when Cook comes on, we didn't just not get the ball in the box. We actively, worked against getting the ball in the box. Yes, we've had a couple of good carved out opportunities from short corners, but they didn't work. At that point, when it gets to sort of 70 minutes, maybe try something a bit different. And yes, the pitch had a massive part to play, but whip the ball in, as you said, see what comes off, see what sticks, see what bounces off someone. So I don't think we played to the strengths that we had when we brought them on. I think you're being a little bit complimentary, Youngie. I don't think they look like a mid-table championship team at all. I think I said to my boy earlier at dinner, I said, if you were to, if a football fan from across the world came and knew nothing about English football, I'm not sure they could have told you that one of the teams was Premier League and one of the teams was League Two. I don't think there was that much difference in it. I thought we played actually quite well in the first half, particularly. You're absolutely right, Mike. It was that little period, really scrappy play. We just didn't get to clear the lines at all. It was just after Cook and Green came on. Maybe they had 3 or 4 long throw-ins. And obviously one of them, they get a shot away. It takes a deflection, ball whipped in off the guy's knee. Apart from that, I don't think they really asked many questions of us at all. I thought you're right. Walker was very good. I did see him go down a couple of times. I thought Turi, though, was excellent. I really do. I've got to say, I was critical of him early this season. I'm on the podcast saying it. I think he had an opportunity when McEachran was suspended, I think. And I said at the time he didn't take it. And I said he's going to have, few chances when you're behind McEachran. But my God, the last few weeks, that boy has come into his own. And today, I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Really looked assured, very calm on the ball. So, yeah, frustrating, difficult one to take. And I think you're right. The pitch a better pitch would have maybe benefited us, but we'll never know. And I would like to have just seen us lay a little bit more of a glove on them. But yeah, heads held high. Can't complain.
I can see what
you're
sorry.
Speaking of laying a glove, that was a really nasty push on Vernon. That was not a side-on-side shoulder barge. That was a push behind into the cameras. I thought the ref was, for a Premier League ref, was pretty shit.
Yeah.
and Wolves. There was deliberate handball in there. I think that was a red card, second yellow.
That would, yeah, I would
Warren,
say after second yellow, wouldn't it?
yeah, absolutely. And that wasn't given. I thought he was very keen to give those sort of soft pushes, those touches in the back, fall on the ball sort of free kicks, which if a referee gives that, they should be sent down to National League South for a bit.
Warren's the only one that didn't get them. Everybody else got them, but Warren just for some reason didn't get them 3 or 4 times.
Absolutely. You've got to mention as well, and me and Mike had a discussion. I think if you've got Tharm at the back, I don't think that goal goes in. Disappointed, let's be uber critical. A centre half, as we discussed, a centre half gets that ball. Warren's waiting for the ball to come to him to head it away, rather than going into the ball to head it out. And I think that's an issue with not having a centre half at the front there.
Yeah. I think it's uber critical because I said to you at the time, I think the guys doing a really good job.
For a goal. It is the fault for the goal.
I think a centre half notices the space at the front post and gets to the space because that's where the danger is. But it is uber critical. I can see what he was trying to do with Cabia, Vernam, and Burns. And I think if you had not decent pitch, but if you had a game where the ball's been played about a little bit and it's not holding up, I think that's a really good thing to do. Go with them first off, get running at them, press them high, try and win the ball back. We've seen it lots of times, especially against Man United and things, where if we have a bit of pace and energy up top, we can disrupt teams. And then bring Cook on at the end when maybe defenders are a little bit tired and you maybe need to stick it in the box a little bit more. But it didn't really work with how the game went. And then I think when we did get the ball wide, we had lots of opportunities of wide areas. We just tried to overwork them a little bit, make a good chance a better chance. And that's one of the things that infuriates me sometimes about football teams. If you've got a chance to put the ball in the box, put the ball in the box. You don't need to do 2 or 3 more passes to get another yard's worth of space, especially when you're losing, especially when you're on that sort of pitch, because the more you work the ball, may you play a little 1-2 and an overlapping run and stuff, you're going to lose possession or you're going to lose momentum. So as soon as we got the ball out in those wide areas, I'm just screaming for get it in the box, just whip it in. And you could see when we did that once, Cook got a header on target. And I think that's the only time we hit him in the box. Second time, because there was one time the ball fell in the box and he just got muscled out of it, but there was still a half chance. So needed to get the ball in the box more. That game was not conducive for working pretty patterns around the box and working your way into the byline for a cutback. Fucking swing it in.
Yeah, I completely agree. And the one thing as well, when Staunton came on, we didn't really play for set pieces either. I think we only had one corner after Staunton came on the pitch. And when you've got somebody that's got that quality at set pieces against a team like Wolves that are vulnerable at that as well, you kind of need to take advantage of it, don't you? And we were poor on without him. We were back to being poor on set pieces again. The quality of our corners weren't particularly great. Again, trying too much with like you said, Mike, a little bit too much overplaying, trying the short corner. There was times where Vernam and Burns would go for a corner on the one side. It clearly wasn't decided between the two of them what exactly they were doing. They play the short ball and they're like, "Oh, are you going to cross it? No, I'll give it back to you. Are you going to cross it? Oh, I'm not sure." And then by the time that you do cross it, the chance is gone. And as well, towards the end, there was a few times where you got the ball at the edge of the area, you're thinking someone just put a foot through it at this point or another. We're trying to get back in the game here, but yeah, that's again though that is being hypercritical. I think it was a very, very close game. I think 0-0 at 90 would have been a fair result. Really, I think going into extra time and a 0-0 draw at that point, no one could have argued.
I just wonder, Alex, you said, you see what they were doing with putting the 3 up front, but I got the impression, I don't know about everyone else, that the selection was largely due to one eye on Wednesday, perhaps. I'm not sure.
It was Mike, John. I don't agree with it. I think.
Sorry.
I think we were being a bit too. I think Arthur was uber critical. There's an argument to be made that potentially it's too naive. That was you didn't pick a team suitable to that pitch.
I'm not saying he did.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me. But I think that is it goes against every ethos. And does David Artell want to be seen on TV as his own manager with his own? Let's be honest, with his own ego. Does he want to be seen as hoof it long, get it in the box, get it in the mixer sort of manager? Or would he prefer to take the risk of? I think he would rather do a 1-0 today, not be disgraced. Played some half decent football on an awful pitch, the worst pitch I've ever seen, state I've ever seen, Blundell Park, and there's nothing to do with the groundsman. It's just the incredible weather we've got at the moment. And would he? I think he'd prefer to have seen it out the way it did today, rather than maybe get to extra time and get knocked out on penalties or go to a replay while playing hit and hoof in front of a national TV audience. I think, and And the game was screaming out for just Staunton, play set pieces, get it into Cook, and get it in off somebody's elbow. But yeah.
I mean, with the way the middle of the park was, this would be a game where I think you don't really need 3 in there because the ball's not being played through there much. You get 2 defensive-minded midfielders in there. There's not really...
just go 4-2-4.
No, I'm coming around to your idea. 4-4-2. Get 2 up there and get it long, get them off them. But I mean, that's when he's picked the team as he picked the team a day or so ago, and that's what his plan is. And then the pitch has changed. But just remember when we played Man United, and he
that pitch was always going to be like that, wasn't it?
I think so. I think it is a bit naive to be. I mean, far be from me to say that. I mean, what he knows about football, dwarfs what any of us know combined. But I think that lineup is the sort of Man United game, and it wasn't the conditions to do that. But it is what it is. We've lost 1-0 to a scrappy goal from a Premier League team in the 4th round. We can focus on the league now. And we've made a few quid from the cup runs.
Did anyone hear his Radio 5 interview? I got a message from a friend who is a non-town supporting friend who lives down south saying, I just heard your manager on Radio 5 and he came across as really prickly and a little bit kind of his words were arrogant, but I don't know if anyone else heard it. I just wanted to know what he said, really.
I've not heard it, mate. He came across as... He made the point twice in his TNT Sports interview that we like to get the ball down as well. And maybe it's just he keeps getting asked about, the pitch was a leveler, which we might get onto in a minute. And that just isn't the thing. I think a lot of people go to a game at Grimsby and think, League 2 team, they're going to smack it long and that's what they'll be good at. And we're better than that. So maybe it's just he's had lots of those questions. I'll listen to it, but you can see why that would piss you off if you put your heart and soul, work all hours God's end, produce a team that does some decent football, and then people turn up that are paid a lot of money to comment on football and just haven't researched it and just think you're a kick it team, because that's in essence what happened.
And I think we're being, I'm being really critical. You try and find faults and what could have changed, but ultimately, we've played a Premier League team who make 145 million a year, and they're going to make just as much for being a shit team this year, and then going into getting parachute payments, which I think are a joke.
Well, that striker wanted the. I can't remember what his name is, the number 24 who's playing up front for him. They paid 27 million for him.
Yeah.
27 million. And he was dog shy. He was like a typical lower league big man striker with no mobility.
Sesko.
27 million. Yeah, bits like Sesko, really. Yeah.
And I think we should take heart in the fact that we've come away from that going, actually, the pitch kind of pop that balloon in terms of we could have probably given ourselves a better showing. We could have been a bit more, assertive. We've got that capability, but we've made 300 grand, which is no small amount, which is not bad at all. Put it into the pitch. That's a lot of grass seed, and a few hours on a tractor in the new year. Do we want to quickly talk about the pitch before we talk about the Punditry? I can't imagine Wednesday's game going ahead.
I would be shocked, and I'm no horticultural expert. But I'm a bit worried.
But he's not on the show.
Yeah, but I'm a bit worried going forward. I mean, it's nobody's fault. Let's just put that straight out there, because I know some people like to blame people. There's money being spent on the pitch. We've had 39 days of rain out of 40. Right, we're near the sea. We've got what we've got. It happens. You can't stop the rain.
It's like the water table, and we're basically a meter above sea level. So
yeah, you cannot stop the rain. It is what it is. But I'm worried going forward. I think we said a couple of weeks ago we've got quite a few home games in the run. And we want to be playing on something a lot better than that. We're either going to have to get lucky with the pitch or find a way to mix it a little bit more. But we have said last couple of weeks we have we have been doing that a little bit better at League 2 level with some of the games we've had.
So Dr. Henry Barber of this podcast, who is a agricultural doctor, says it'll be a pile of shite until the summer, and there's not a lot that can be done now. So there you go.
It's like Radio 4, isn't it? Gardener's question time. Be a bag of shit.
Quite literally, that's what we need on that pitch.
The problem about... Sorry, go on, Youngie.
No, John. You go, John.
You go ahead, John.
Well, I was just going to say, it shouldn't be played on Wednesday. There's no way that you can really play a decent game of football on that pitch. But as Henry so eloquently said, if you don't play the game on Wednesday, unless there's a legitimate reason, like aka the weather in the next 3 or 4 days is horrific, you've got to play the game because that pitch is not going to get better this season. So if you call that game off and it hasn't been raining horrifically, you've basically condemned every home game you've got the rest of the season. I mean, it's cut up. It's obviously awful, but all it takes is one game in a week's time to make it like that again. So I suspect we're going to have to get used to that pretty quickly. It is beyond repair. It can be, you can make a sticking plaster over it for a short time, but it's not going to take a lot to get it back into that state. I think, Mike, you shared a tweet of someone showing the MK Dons game, which was only a few weeks ago. It doesn't take many games of football to get a pitch looking bad, especially with the bad weather. So I don't know what the weather forecast is looking like in the next few days, but if it doesn't rain and it's playable, if it's in a state that it is today, you've got to play the game. So I think we need to be quite prepared to have a pretty rough time of it over the next few weeks, including Wednesday.
I see where you're coming from. I think the weather is a tiny bit of rain, but mostly clear. I think that my point of view is that playing 3 times in quick succession in that condition might be the thing that sends it over the edge into a place where it's not good. But if you can have 10 days where you can try and recover it a little bit, maybe some dry weather and it can firm up and get whatever you need to get on there, it might be better. But if you're playing that on Wednesday, it won't have recovered at all, in my opinion. But people will say I'm wrong if they know more about it. But I don't think it'll be any better than it is today. And if that's the condition it was after it had a tent over it for 3 days, what's it going to be like if it has some rain on it with no tent over it until Wednesday? I think it's on the verge of, if that wasn't on television and Premier League game, I don't think that would have been on today, or it'd been more debatable.
It wouldn't have been on. It's ridiculous. But, there's not much that can be done with it, really. And
no, there's nothing anyone can do.
But it looks like there is rain. And Hallie's saying there's more rain. Just looking at the BBC website for the rain in Grimsby, it looks like 20% chance for the next few days. So there might be a chance of it relenting a little bit, but you're going to need a long sustained period of no rain for that to get. And I'm really worried if there's anything that's going to scupper promotion chances, given the way we play, it's that pitch. And there'll be other pitches across the league that'll be like that. So it'll be interesting. It's going to be really interesting to see how we deal with that. Does Artell at some point pivot and go, look, the pitches haven't been great over winter either, but we know we've got a half decent, strong defense. We've got a half decent guy in being able to deliver with Staunton, and we've got Andy Cook up front. So we don't really need to play the ball on the ground.
But saying that, sorry, really quick, saying that, we played Accrington on Wednesday in very similar circumstances, and we ran through them, which we'll talk about in a minute. So it's not undeniable it's going to happen, is it? It could be all right.
The pitch was much better than that on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Then it had a game of football on it, which is what I'm talking about on Wednesday. You don't want another game of football on it.
Yeah. I know we're going to get onto Wednesday in a minute, but I think the problem is that it was a better pitch. We played some good stuff, but the ball would have been in the back of the net 2 or 3 times before it was. If it wasn't for the pitch, we would have, Sellers Fleming would have scored probably a goal or 2 before we got his wonder strike in the second half. So actually, I think the pitch did have a part to play in that as well, negatively for us. So yeah, we had a slightly better run of it, but it still affected the game, definitely.
Do we go cap in hand to Hull City Council and go, can we borrow your stadium for our remaining games? Do we, use their half decent pitch? Do we, put on a load of buses? Youngie's getting his HGV license, so we can put on a bus. We're going to fill the KC. It's already black and white.
Great
anyway, it's already more town.
You are listening to TalkSport Grimsby.
It didn't look great on Friday, though, their pitch.
Did it not?
It looked very heavy. No comparable, but it looked heavy.
If you watching the Football League highlights the other day, most of the pitches in the Football League are shite at the moment. We're the worst, undoubtedly, but not many pitches have survived this very well. A lot of pitches are looking really bad.
It's something to be said as well, though, that I would imagine Blundell Park has had more games played on it this season than most other games, most other teams. You've got to think you've had 3 FA Cup games, you've had the Tin Pot games, you've had Brentford. youth games. Have the women's played there as well already this season?
Once, I think, yeah.
And then you've
once.
got the League Cup where you had Man United, Brentford. Did we play another? We played Shrewsbury as well at home as well. So I don't think there's another team in the Premier League, in the Football League, that's had more. I know we've played more games than anyone else in the Football League at the moment, and I would imagine it'll be the same in terms of how many games we've played at home. We've got what? How many games have we got? Someone have a look, see how many
16,
games we've got at home.
16, I think. But there has to be a rule now. I'm not sure what fixtures the women and the youths and what have you got coming up. But if there's any forethought of anybody else playing on that pitch other than us, it has to be a no. You can't put anything else on that other than us for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean,
even training, you can't go on there and train. So if we need literally someone there with a shotgun, and if a seagull lands on it, I want to hear, like the firework earlier. I want to hear that 12 gauge butt shot ball going off directed at the seagulls. We don't have a gun sound effect. Here, I'll go get me. I was going to say I was going to get me bullet, but that sounds wrong, doesn't it? There we go. About the pundits.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, do you want? Yeah, come on. Oh, Fozzie, don't worry. Hull would have been great. We can pack them in. This is the 7th game this season. We've had over 7,000 fans, which I would like to have a quick look and see when the last time we did that. It'd have been a long time ago, since before I was supporting them. You're looking at the 90s, I'd imagine.
Well, I will counter that, and I thought the crowd on Wednesday night was a little disappointing. 4,500.
It was, yeah.
In for I know that Accrington literally bought 30 with them, which doesn't help. But we should be aiming for at least 5,000 at home, I think, and especially the way we're playing. And yeah, that was a little disappointing. And I hope that if Wednesday night is on, is that we get a decent crowd, because it's a massive game on Wednesday night. There's a real chance of a playoff push, and we've got to be back in the boys.
And those games the games on Saturday that are played have really helped us go half decent. Right, Mike, Punditry, have your couple of minutes. Patronising Punditry corner. What were your thoughts on who the fuck was commentating? I don't have a clue.
No, so it just pissed me off a bit today. You have a game, a League Two team against a Premier League team, and there is not one iota. You've seen what I've just sent you.
I did.
There's not an iota or any semblance of anybody that's done a minute's research or a minute's preparation.
Ollie, I am your father.
So just so you know, Mike's just put a thing in from Tierney where Ollie is pointing at his daddy, which is Youngie, and it's nice that this secret, which we've had to keep for a while, is finally out.
Yeah, where was it? Yeah, so you're watching the game, and you're watching pundits that have not done any research, and quite notably have done no research because they don't really know what they're talking about. Just come out with the same platitudes and the same cliches, and only really change what they're saying when Rob Edwards said, "Oh, they're a good footballing team," and they went, "Oh yeah, they like to play football." It was the first time 3 hours into the show, or whatever, that you've mentioned it. So it's really frustrating that you pay a lot of money for your subscriptions, and it goes all to the Premier League teams. And then when you get your day, which it is, I'm sorry, it is, it's the lower league team's day. It could be whoever it is, doesn't have to be us, but whoever it is, it's their day. You send people that have no idea about lower leagues football. And there's plenty of pundits around that you see on the EFL shows and stuff that know absolutely everything about the EFL. But you've got Mikel Antonio and Jolyon Lescott, and I don't think they've watched a game of EFL football in their entire life, let alone be able to comment on it. It's just infuriating. You listen to a game and there's absolutely nothing being given to you. The thing that typified it is they're showing the highlights after the game, and Mikel Antonio goes for the Sellers Fleming chance. He goes, "Oh yeah, and that striker, I don't know his name." I'm like, you're literally paid to be there to know who these players are, and you don't know his name, but you're commenting on a chance he's missed. It just really infuriates me. Really pisses me off.
I was going to say, it's not even the lack of research, which they've got teams of people to do this for them. It's not even like they need to do much themselves, but they're not even very good pundits. Like, irrespective of knowing stuff, they don't even speak particularly well. We were having this chat in the pub over breakfast earlier with Youngie. Like, Mikel Antonio, I like the guy. He's a very good football player. I'm sorry what happened to him. I wish him all the best. He's not adding anything of any value, of any analysis, of any insight into a game of football. So I'm not quite sure, apart from the fact he's played the game, what qualifies him to be there in the first place. I didn't see any of the coverage, but that's frustrating to hear. And you're absolutely right. We deserve our day, and we deserve a bit of credit. Not that I, care too much about what the other, what the world of football thinks about us. Let's, worry about ourselves. But then just not even very good. What are these producers thinking? Putting these people, what do people want? What do people, are people tuning in simply because there's a former Premier League player who they've heard of talking about this stuff? It's nonsense.
And this is one of the problems with the FA Cup. The magic of the FA Cup has been eroded by many things. The Premier League first and foremost, but the way national broadcasters treat the FA Cup as an opportunity to put on an all Premier League tie. Who gives a fuck at wanting to watch Newcastle United v Aston Villa? Put Mansfield v Burnley on, because you're going to be rewarded with far more entertainment. And at least ours would have been a laugh, because you can put on, It's a Knockout theme tune in the background as people slip and slide everywhere. And when we played Manchester United, which, me and you've complained about at all, Football Ramble, we're really fucking awful when it was talking about Grimsby. All it was, Manchester United lost. Isn't that hilarious? Talk about fucking Man United every week. Give somebody else 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Why are you not getting people, at least ITV had the decency to bring on Danny Collins. You get fucking Paul Hurst up from Boston and go, do you want to come you were the last guy that took them to the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Why don't you come and talk about them?
The guest in at Venomous today, wasn't it? It was Ryan Bennett. Played for both clubs. It would have been absolutely perfect.
And he plays us because he does comms on us, so he knows his stuff. And that's the point I'm making: is you get these ex-Premier League players.
You get the guys from the Top 20 podcast or whatever, or who's the one that's the View from the Findus' best mate?
Oh, Gab Sutton. Yeah,
get him on.
There's 72 Football League clubs, is there? 70.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, and he knows absolutely everything about all of them. That takes an awful lot of knowledge and research to actually know that much, right? But you get Premier League players that get gig after gig after gig offering you that sort of punditry. And I said this to Alex, and I'm not wrong. If that was an ex-woman professional footballer that came out with even a small bit of that percentage of that bad, they'd be all over getting ripped to shreds, right? If it was a woman, they were, they don't know the game. Well, these fellas don't know lower league football. They don't have a clue. After 2 hours, I'm fed up of hearing about the pitch. The pitch is shit. We know. Move on.
I was going to say, just from a commercial point of view, when you're thinking about the struggles that these channels are supposedly having, talking about, the impact of illegal fire sticks on them, obviously the fact that they're competing against, BBC, ITV, Sky, BT, there's a lot more choice. You've got, a lot of other entertainment that people can go to. So what could you do differently that makes your product more interesting and more exciting to a genuine football fan? Do people want to see Mikel Antonio's face having a bit of a laugh and adding nothing?
Who knows who Mikel Antonio looks like?
Well, or do you want to maybe add in an analysis and something that's genuinely tactical and adds to the analysis of the game? Stop complaining that people are not using your service and your product is being devalued if you're not trying something different. I don't need to see, and it's not against Mikel Antonio, any particular pundit, simply because they've once played the game at a higher level, talking something that any single football fan in the world can have the same conversation in the pub. To add something different. I'm so fed up with how boring and how uninspiring this sort of approach to showing the football is, and then at the same time, in the same breath, complaining that people are not respecting it by paying for it.
And you're right, John. And the worst bit is now all they're doing is leaning into this. Is it the fan analysis thing, which is owned by Michael fucking McIntyre? These are the guys that have brought on this whole this box thing you see on Sky when a bunch of fucking idiots sit in a box and wait for the results to come in, like it's old CFAX. And people, who's the really annoying one for me is Rory Jennings, who's the Chelsea wanker who just parrots shit. And there they go. Well, we're giving fans the opportunity. You're not giving fans. You're giving fucking idiots an opportunity.
It's performative nonsense. There's a difference between, and people might argue the case of like, oh, well, you guys are doing a podcast. We are, but we're actually
staying in our lane.
We're not. Yeah, exactly. We're staying in our lane. We're not here to be famous. We're here because we enjoy doing it. I'm here to be famous, but you lot are doing it because you enjoy it.
And do you know what?
Mike's just here to sell the caravan.
Do you know what? It annoys me because TNT are the worst for it, I think. I think when you go to Sky, you see there's some really good people there, especially with the lower league stuff that they get on that know what they're talking about. And, you look at the sort of analysis they go into on Monday Night Football and stuff about Premier League teams. They could just do that when they've got lower league teams on, instead of just Googling for 5 minutes and then that's what you go with. And what also annoyed me today is the sheer sneering at a League Two club that is in a bit of trouble with its pitch. Right? If all that fucking money that you give all these Premier League teams, if just a little bit of it went down the pyramid to lower league teams, maybe they could do something to compete against water we've not seen since Noah. All right? Because that pitch ain't shit. It's just been raining for 39 and 40 days. Right? But look at the state of this fucking pitch, League Two. Give us some fucking money. You've got it all. You're paying a third choice right back, 60 grand a week. He'll never fucking play for you.
It's that idea when we talk about I think I've talked about it before. There shouldn't be parachute payments. You should just have relegation clause contracts. If you get relegated, you're going to lose 90% of your wage. Sorry, you shouldn't be shit. And in return, all that money, which is roughly around 300 million a year, goes into a pot which lower league and non-league clubs can use to buy infrastructure projects only. So they can go in and they go, right, we want to build a new training centre, which means that when you send your guys out on loan to us, you're going to trust that the facilities are top price. Blunder Park, we want to build a new stadium. We want to increase the money we're getting in. Or, we want to put on a pitch because it's et cetera, et cetera. That's exactly what it should be. 300 million over 10 years is going to absolutely transform how lower league and non-league football would look in terms of the facilities there, which will help increase their revenue because they'll be able to use it 24 hours a day.
The last really short bit is just off the back of that. Andrew's spoken about this a lot in terms of the football regulator and how that's going. Is they're really keen, and hopefully it goes that way, to make sure any additional money that gets put down into lower leagues football is ring fenced for infrastructure. Because if you just keep giving lower league teams a pot of money, or if you give them a pot of money, you don't really give them much, but if you give them another pot of money, they will spend it on players. It will go to players and agents. It needs to be ring fenced so that there's infrastructure spending. People can cut down on their overheads. They're more sustainable. They can build training grounds. They can look after their stadiums, which are community assets. You can't just give football clubs with dodgy owners, because a lot of them are, ours aren't, a pot of money because they will spend it on players and vanity projects. You need to look after football, and that means you need to look after the infrastructure, the actual bricks and mortar that are there.
Absolutely. Next bit. What a great piece. Well done, everyone. If that doesn't win us a Tony Award, I don't know what will. Is it a Tony Award?
No, that's singing, mate. That's Youngie that does the singing.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, let's play Candle in the Wind again. No. So, Grimsby Town beat Accrington Stanley in the most one-sided 1-0 victory you will ever see in your life. Something like 90,000 shots on target. Only one went in. Is it the first ever dad-son combo to score for Blundell Park? Youngie has already got his hand up. He knows the score. Go on.
No, it's not. Personally,
okay,
but yeah, so we ruined that one. The cockerels, of course, are famous. There's others as well, but we'll go through that in a second. But yeah, anyway, we were excellent for the first 30 minutes. I thought it was possibly the best we've seen us play all season. We were on the front foot from minute one, and we were superb. And I was nervous before that game. I thought this is a real banana skin. They're just behind us in the league. Bit of pressure on. It's a big game. But the first 30 minutes, we were outstanding. We could have been easily 5-0 up, easily by that point. But we weren't. And then the panic sets in. Have we done what we usually do? Have we not taken our chances? Are we going to ruin it? But fortunately, we kept at it. And what a touch. What a touch from Sellers Fleming to bring it down. And then the shot was pretty damn special as well, wasn't it? So it was a great performance. It's put us in a real good position, especially with the results yesterday. And it's we're a playoff team. I believe that. I think that this is going to be a really, really exciting run into the end of the season. Brilliant.
They were second in the form table, weren't they? So it's not as if we've taken on a League Two struggling team. We've taken on, other than us, the best team in the league at the moment in the form table, and we absolutely demolished them for a 1-0. We absolutely ran all over them. The goal was brilliant. It was a great touch to get it out of his feet and to get on with it. But I would say for Green as well, there was 3 or 4 more easier options to him. And he went for a switch of play, if it's done well, is always going to get you in sort of into a chance, because it's just so quick if you do it right. So well done for him for doing it. 2 takeaways I had from that is I think Maldini looks absolutely fantastic. It's one game, but I think he settled into that team fantastically. He looks dominant in the air. He looks dominant on the floor. He looks dominant wherever the fuck he is. He's just got to win everything.
And he's a hard bastard, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a double hard bastard.
He ain't slow. He ain't bad with the ball at his feet. He's good in the air and he's good at positioning. Now, there's somebody we can hopefully get moving on forward. I mean, he's only been here 5 minutes, so let's not go overboard. And the other thing is, and I only think this because of how the pitch was, I was watching it more, is Jackson Smith is incredibly two-footed. I didn't realise that until I was watching it on Wednesday.
You could have been that little mistake you made during today's game. Was like,
well, that's the conditions, isn't it? But left foot, right foot. I watched on Wednesday. I had to look up online what foot he was, because he was choosing to take it on his left foot and he was choosing to take it on his right foot. And he is so good with the ball at his feet. And it was only because of the weather I was watching it closer than I usually do. But yeah, I mean, fantastic to be in the position we are. Hopefully we can keep on that run. We've changed, 10 points to 1 point now? So 9 points we've made up on the playoffs. If we can keep the momentum going.
2 games in hand over, what is it? 2 games in hand on the guys who are in third and 2 games in hand on Crew who've got the last promotion spot, the playoff spot.
Final, really last little thing. How many changes did we make? And it didn't affect us. We took Tory out, who was one of our best players. We had new wide lads. We had Cook starting up front. We had changes at the back. Yeah, no difference. That's what I think we're talking about when we're going into the end of the season. If we need to make these changes, we have the ability to do that. And if it's not going to affect us, last 2 games we've made 5 or 6 changes in each game, and we've got a positive result. Or today we've played well in the circumstances. So it's looking good. If we can keep on top of that, all aboard. Choo choo.
Absolutely. I thought, apart from his goal, I thought he played really well, Silas Fleming. I think he was an absolute threat. First half, as I said earlier, I think apart from the pitch, I think he gets another goal or 2. And he looked really confident. I did think Kakuri played really well. Is it Kakuri?
No, it's Maldini.
Mate. That's it.
Does somebody want to tell Jaden Sweeney he's not got the number 3 shirt next year?
Well, yeah. But I just so on the Fleming goal, I think, great pass by Green, great touch, but he does the little spin he does. He feigns to go on the outside and then he cuts on the inside. It was absolutely brilliant, and then obviously gets the touch as well. And just a quick shout out, and I think thank God. But what a goal they didn't score at the end. I mean, that was quite something, wasn't it? Oh,
did you hear Artell? Oh, I'd expect Jackson to stop that. I'm like, it's in the fucking stanchion.
Possibly the greatest goal not allowed of all time. I think it's up there, isn't it? I think. But it was clearly a foul. I saw a few moaning about a few Colchester fans again. What is their problem? Why are they still lingering around? Definitely was a foul in the build-up.
And I thought.
It's worth saying as well, all the statistics now suggest that we are the best team in League Two. It's ridiculous. It's a stupid thing to say. And, football's played on the Somme, not on paper. But the XG we put, the points we're missing out on in terms of the chances we've taken, all suggest we are without a long way ahead of everybody else in League Two, which is incredible. And if we can start taking chances, and we don't have someone too bothered about insurance in goal and have Jackson Smith at this sort of form, I can see us doing a Donny run. I can really do it. The only thing I worry about is the pitch. I think that's the only thing that's stopping us. I'm looking forward to the end of the season.
Yeah.
Get Max Caravan booked for the last game of the season.
I've already got it. I've already booked it, just in case. I'm with you. I think the only thing that's concerning me is the pitch. But I think Wednesday's game flowed really well, which helped us. And I thought, Youngie just reminded me there talking about the free kick. I thought whether to say anything online at the time, because you really shouldn't have to. But after the ridiculousness of a couple of weeks ago, I think it's absolutely fair to say that was probably one of the best refereeing performances I'd seen at Blundell Park this season from a lady referee. And that doesn't really get mentioned, does it? It's better than most blokes that I've seen. So the ridiculousness of the abuse the other official got the other week is ridiculous. There's 1 or 2 fouls I wanted, but it's a necessary byproduct of a free flowing game. And I thought the game flowed well. Obviously, did a due diligence to make sure the game got on, checked everything properly, and what have you. And I thought it was a great performance from the referee. And I wouldn't usually say that, but I think the ridiculousness of what we had a couple of weeks means people that talk about football should say it.
Yeah, agreed.
The when we were in the pub earlier, Daniel Mazdam gave us. We talked about Jackson Smith earlier. Oh, by the way, speaking, you said about Jackson Smith being 2-footed. Did you hear Rob Edwards' pre-match, Mike? And he said he got asked the question, "Do you remember coaching Jackson Smith?" Because I bet he coached him in the Blues youth team. And he said, "Yeah, I do remember Jackson Smith, and I always remember he was really good with his feet."
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
from a young age. But anyway, go back to this now. I hate to say that Sam Barrack might be right. I know they argue that.
Well, it was good while it lasted, Youngie. We enjoyed having you on.
The stop clock is right twice a day, right? But Dan Mazdam pulled out the stats, and it was comparing Christy Pym and Jackson Smith on FOTMob. And bearing in mind, he's played pretty much half the minutes that Christy Pym has played this season. Jackson Smith has made the same amount of saves, 29.
I do think it's very true. I had a bit of a go at Sam about this in one of the groups this week. Like, we don't need to keep talking about Christy Pym, but he's obsessed with him. The bloke's injured and not playing. We can leave him alone for a bit. I do think sometimes those stats are a little bit, what context are you facing shots and stuff? So you could concede 100% of the shots you face if they're all penalties. So what's the context to them? Undoubtedly, Jackson Smith is a really good goalkeeper, and we've improved because he's in the team. But prior to Christy Pym having an absolute nightmare in 3 or 4 games, we weren't having that discussion. But Jackson Smith is absolutely on top form for us. Top form.
He is, yeah. And I think, a lot goes to the defence. You get so many people coming like Reece Staunton's been a revelation. Lavelle comes in, he's brilliant. Tharm comes in for a minute, stretches his thigh and is out again. He was good for those 20 minutes that he was in. There's so many.
What a 20 minutes, mate. What a 20 minutes. You've never seen such a 20 minutes in your entire life of football.
He reached down to pick up a ball and pulled his muscle.
We all felt a twinge when that happened.
This is why I need to walk more, Mike. You can't just leave me in a caravan all day. I need to stretch me glutes. Yeah.
And one thing as well is I think I said this the other week, but Tory is reaching levels that George McEachran has reached.
What's going on with George? Is he just injured at the moment then?
Well, they said he looked like he had a bit of a hammy, but then he said it was just cramp.
Before Artel said in his post-match that it was something completely unrelated. Something happened to his jaw. I think he said
smacked him on. There you go.
Yeah. So he said it's
Neil Harris there.
Well, yeah. So he should be back in. He said by the end of the week. He said he's fine. He couldn't play today.
Brilliant. There we go. Right. Have we done everything we want to talk about? We've gone for an hour. We need to move on to the important stuff, I think. I can't find it. Take a minute. Talk amongst yourselves. This is now brought to you by the Doug Shack. Mike has got a caravan and he needs to sell it. So, Youngie, you might need to sit up a little bit so we can see your face.
I don't need to sell it. I need to sell nights in it.
Yeah. So if you want
timeshare,
do you want me to play the advert again, Mike? Will that help?
No, it would do lots of things. Help is probably the last thing it would do.
So yeah, you two can have a wonderful night in the Doug Shack of Love. Just drop Mike a DM. It genuinely is quite a nice caravan. So if you're going up for an away game, I know we've got loads of exiles. You want a place to stay. Don't stay in the Premier Inn. Who needs that? All you need to do for the Premier Inn is just go down there, say your room 120. You'll get your free breakfast anyway. And now, Mike, they have a Weatherspoons at Thorpe Park, don't they?
They do, as you know from I've broadcast 3 times live from that Weatherspoons.
Wonderful podcast studio. So if you do need a caravan, I mean, you know, there is some stupidity about sending this out and advertising it to people who live in the town. But if you do need it and you don't want your mother-in-law staying with you, yeah, if you've been kicked out, if your mother-in-law, you don't want your mother-in-law staying with you, why don't you go, I'm going to treat you to a caravan. Don't worry, you can have a night in there. You can have a nice bit of time in a holiday park. Mike will get you passes to the water park and the splash zone, and you can go in the swimming pool as well. So brilliant. There we go.
It's got a wonderful outdoor. It's got an outdoor rapid area. The swimming pool.
Yeah.
Fun.
That's just because of the rain.
Youngie's happy. He's using one of my passes. Youngie's happy.
Oh, I'm buzzing. We're already booked on for swimming on the first weekend. Thanks, mate.
How do I get a pass? What's going on?
It's friends and family, mate. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, family.
Okay.
So
I'll chat later.
So, we're beginning then. Okay, so on for my game today. So basically, it's a quick game today. 5 games. So this week, we're playing two rivals that we've played on a regular basis over the years in Walsall and Bristol Rovers. So I am going to go through some classic's a strong word. I'm going to go through some games that we have played against our illustrious opposition over the last few years. And basically, I'm going to ask you to name the starting lineups. One wrong and you are out. Last man standing wins on each round. We will start with, John is with us today, and I had breakfast with him. I will start with John. And the first game we are talking about is, unfortunately, Bristol Rovers 1, Grimsby Town 1, the National League playoff final, May the 17th. Bristol Rovers, win on penalties. Name me the town squad for that day. John Gurlis to start.
Yeah, all right. I'm notoriously bad at these games, but I was there. I'll say Ollie Palmer.
Ollie Palmer is correct. Alex.
Lennell John Lewis.
Lennell John Lewis is correct. Scored the goal, of course, after very early on. Mike.
James McEwen.
James McEwen was in goal. Yes, never got anywhere with the penalties.
Still
doing a pin.
Yeah. John.
Sean Pearson.
Sean Pearson, yep. Sean Pearson played. Correct. Alex.
Nathan Arnold.
Nathan Arnold is correct.
Carl Magnay.
Carl Magnay, player of the season that season. Yeah. And yes, he did play.
Won't give him some petrol money, so he left.
Yeah. Good offensive. John.
Right. Oh God, I'm already struggling. Pittman.
Yeah, John Paul Pittman, of course, missed the penalty in front of the town fans. Alex.
Toto
Enciala, yes, correct. Mike.
Did we bring Parslow on?
We did bring Parslow on, yes, correct.
Okay. I can see his face, but I can't think his name. Right, let's think. Quick. I think we had. Oh, it wasn't him because Disley. Was Disley with us then?
Yeah, Craig Disley, absolutely correct.
I just told yourself nobody's gone for Diz.
Jack McCrath.
Jack McCrath, yes. One for the heads. Jack McCrath.
Craig Clay.
Craig Clay came on as a substitute. Correct.
Damn it, that was my next guess, Mike. Well done. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm really struggling now.
You've done very well.
Do you want me to air horn him out?
I think air horn him out. Yeah.
Go on.
Time is up. Just counting up so far, we have got 1, 2, only 4 names left. The whole squad. Alex.
Gregor Robertson.
Gregor Robertson is correct.
Can I start naming players who have played for both clubs?
That's not the game.
You said Craig Clay came on.
Yes, Craig Clay came on. Yes.
Scott Brown.
Scott Brown is correct. Absolutely started. Yes. So you have named all of the starting 11. And all the substitutes that came on as well. If you can get the 2 unused substitutes, God bless you. But if not, I will give you a point each.
I think I've got a chance of getting them.
All right. So, Alex, do you think you know any of the unnamed subs?
Ross Hannah, probably.
Ross Hannah was one of them. So, do you know, Mike, to stay in the game, who the last unused sub was?
I do.
Brilliant effort, this.
I think he came.
He does know it because he's got it up on his screen.
Mate, even if I had, I couldn't say I've took my fucking glasses off. I don't know his first name. We take a second name.
I'll take a second name, yeah.
Jolly.
No, that's
Jolly.
Not name a. Can't just name managers. All right,
Jolly.
Andy Monkhouse.
He played the other side.
Yeah,
Christian Jolly. Well done. It was the last unnamed substitute. Collectively, everybody, you have named the complete squad. Give yourselves a round of applause, all of you, including you, John. Well done. That's a good effort, everybody.
I remember Christian Jolly. Didn't he sign from like somebody like Newport or Cambridge or something? He'd done really well, and there was like a massive thing about he's going to be that extra that gets us over the line. I think. No, okay.
Yeah, we did. You're right. He was very good against us in the playoffs, and yes, didn't happen. So,
and Marcus Marshall.
So next one is Walsall. Our opponents on Wednesday night, if the game actually happens, and this is it was on the date, the 30th of August 2016. It is the score ended up being Walsall 5. Grimsby Town 2. So we've returned to the Football League and we were humbled by Walsall. But who was in the squad that day? Alex, to start.
Also, didn't we lose to Stevenage the game before 5-2 as well?
I believe so, yes.
We got absolutely dicked all the time. James McEwen, I guess, if it's 2016.
Yeah, James McEwen in goal, absolutely. Mike.
Good game, quick game, Mike.
What was the date?
Go back. The 30th of August 2016.
That's the season we went up.
I'm going to start air horning people.
Is that the season we went up?
Yeah, after we went up.
You're running out of time, Mike.
We went off, right? So Bogle must have played.
Bogle did play, yes. John.
Disley.
Craig Disley is correct. Alex.
Danny Andrews.
Danny Andrews is correct.
Oh.
Be ready with the air horn, Alex.
I am 5.
Caden Jackson.
Oh, Caden Jackson did not play. Matt, so John.
Ben Davis.
Ben Davis also did not play. I'm sorry. So the team, Alex gets the point for that round.
I need Sean Pearson if you need me to guess one.
Yeah, Sean Pearson was there. Okay, so James McEwen, Danny Andrew Boyce, Zach Mills, Sean Pearson, Josh Gowlin, Luke Summerfield, Craig Disley, Omar Bogle, Scott Burnham, and Tom Bolawinra was the starting lineup. On the bench, was Josh Venny, Dominic Bowes, Andy Warrington, Harry Clifton, Max Wright, and Ashley Chambers. There we go. So that is another round for Alex. Okay.
Well, that's one round for Alex.
One round for Alex, yes. One round for Alex. So again, it's Walsall and it is the COVID season. Oh, do we remember it well? Oh, actually, let me go back to that one. I'm going to go back to that one. I'll come back in a second. Just bear with me a second. We'll go with Bristol Rovers versus Grimsby Town from the 9th of August, 2005. Finish, the score, it was Grimsby Town 2, Bristol Rovers 1 from the Memorial Stadium. It is prime Slade era. Mike to start.
Mildenhall.
Mildenhall in goal is correct. John.
Oh man. Kalala.
Jean-Paul Kalala. He was the right era, but unfortunately, by the looks of this, he did not play in that game. So
he wasn't there till late, was he? Yeah, I'm out.
Came late, didn't he?
Yeah. So Alex.
Macca. John McDermott.
John McDermott is correct. Mike.
Rob Jones.
Rob Jones scored one of the goals that day. Absolutely correct.
Jamie Forrester played, but for Bristol Rovers.
Jamie Forrester was, he was playing for Bristol Rovers. That is correct. Good
Gary Croft.
Gary Croft is correct.
Easy one, Michael Reddy.
Michael Reddy, absolutely correct.
Until I've run out of defenders, I've gone the other end now.
Andy Parkinson.
Andy Parkinson is correct.
Headless chicken.
Gary Jones?
Gary Jones was on the bench, yes, and came on. Absolutely correct.
Tony Crane.
Tony Crane. Shout, absolutely, for Tony Crane. Yeah, probably one of his only appearances that season. I think he left that season, so yeah.
Paul Bolland.
Paul Bolland, correct. Yeah, great shout. Love to hear his name.
Terry Barwick.
That's Terry Barwick.
I said Terry Barwick last week and it was wrong. Right this year, isn't it?
No, it's wrong again. So Mike gets the point because Mike was in front.
I need one to win.
No, you were.
No, just say I need one to win because I've got.
You need one to win. Okay,
he must have always been on the bench. Glenn Downey.
Glenn Downey was not on the bench.
Yes,
no, Mike has won it already because he was one ahead. But so the team was Mildenhall, McDermott, Simon Ramsden, Rob Jones, Gary Croft, Tom Newey, Paul Bolland, Tony Crane, Martin Gritton, Andy Parkinson, and Michael Reddy. And on the bench, Gary Cohen was on the bench. Calvin Andrew and Gary Jones.
There's no way we had 3 substitutes, mate.
Well, according to the record I am looking at, we had 3
on the bench. We had a 3-man. We had 3 substitutions, 3-man bench, did we?
I will come back to that. But you won anyway. Why are you arguing, mate? You won the round.
Oh, okay. Hang on a minute. Controversy.
Somebody look it up.
So I'm going on from 11die11.com. So
Pastor's only having 3 substitutions.
Okay.
Terry Barwick was on the bench.
Oh.
According to Soccer Base, Terry Barwick was on the bench.
Was Glenn Downey on the bench?
No.
Oh well, then Alex wins the round then.
Yeah.
No, that laugh, Alex. Was Glenn Downey on the bench?
No. So on the bench was he was, yeah. Sorry, Glenn Downey, Gary Jones, Terry Barwick, Calvin Andrews, and Gary Cohen.
Well, John, I love you, but you're going to sit out this one because we're going to make this one the decider. Okay, so it is Grimsby Town versus Bristol Rovers from the 10th of February 2007. Exciting game at Blundell Park because we scored 4 and Bristol Rovers scored 3. One of them 3, by the way, was scored by Craig Disley. But we won that day. Who was in the team? Alex to start.
Sorry, what was the year I was doing stuff?
2007.
Oh my God.
Was this the 7-8 season?
The 7-8 season. No, this is the 6-7 season. 6-7 season.
So this is the one after Cardiff, yeah?
6,
Yes.
7. What's it?
Yes.
2000?
2010. The 10th of February 2007. So the 6-7 season.
Who stayed around? Tom Newey?
Tom Newey did stay around. Yes, Mike.
There's a couple of them that I think got injured. I don't really know.
I thought everyone fucking left.
Someone already got injured, so I don't know what to say him.
Do you know what? Actually, I remember this game. This game was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a brilliant game.
Peter Bohr.
Peter Bohr is correct.
Did he score?
Peter Bohr did not score.
Oh.
Yes. I tell you who did score. Twice.
Go on.
Mr. Disney scored.
For them, yes.
Yeah.
Scored for them. I said that earlier.
As Youngie said about 3 minutes ago.
Sorry, yeah, fuck off. Nunny Tavern's greatest ever player, Danny North.
Absolutely. And he scored the opener.
Nick Hegarty, then.
Nick Hegarty, the future Nick Hegarty, did not feature.
This is the shit era, isn't it? We're getting into the shit era.
Nick Fenton.
Oh, Nick Fenton.
It's Alex's go. You just got it wrong.
Can I get Nick Fenton, please?
You can get Nick Fenton, and you've won it with Nick Fenton. The team was Phil Barnes, Matt Bloomer, Nick Fenton, Tom Newey, Paul Bolland, Peter Bohr, Danny Boschel, the lesser-known Gary Harkins, Kieran Toner, and Danny North. On the bench, Gary Jones, Isaiah Rankin, John McDermott, Simon Grand, and Robert Murray.
I think
there was a couple of them that I didn't want to go for because I thought Bolland got injured.
It was a notable nutcase as well. I think Ricky Lambert played for Bristol Rovers as well at the time. Ricky Lambert conspiracy.
Ricky Lambert celebrate. Yeah, he's up there with his best conspiracy theorist.
He's more mad than Matt Letizia is.
Oh, well, there you
go. Thank you everybody for joining us in the Doug Shack competition. Remember, if you want to put your back out, put it out on a mic sofa in the Doug Shack. Slide into his DMs. It's actually quite a nice caravan. And as Brand,
I was going to say if you want to get something else out when you start phrasing it like that.
And it also has a ramp for when you do put your back out because it is accessibility for everybody. Is that not right?
Yeah.
Mike for advertising for the things I do for everyone on this podcast, and they just go unthanked.
Unbelievable.
What have the Romans ever done for us? Yes, apart from sanitation, clean roads.
Yeah, I am like a Roman. Yes, Mike, I am. Yeah. Yes. Well, there we go. So we lost to Wolves.
I documentary on the Romans the other day.
Did you?
Oh,
good. Right. So there we go. Yeah, we lost to Wolves. Who cares? We're on to the league now. We will be going to Wembley, but only to. We'll win automatic promotion. What would you prefer? Win the play? If you could lock it in now, would you rather have a playoff final win, or would you rather go up third?
Oh, you if you knew the result.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you take playoff final then. I'd just be sat there going, "Well, we're going to win this." There's no jeopardy. You get the extra money.
I'm done with the playoffs. I want to celebrate. I would love
Blundell
a proper
Park.
promote at Blundell Park, to do it at Blundell Park, do it at home.
On the pitch.
Magic. On the pitch. Well,
you imagine our tailball.
What is left of the pitch?
Wembley.
Coast Guard pulling kids out.
like they're in quicksand.
Yeah, like when a stupid idiot from Yorkshire drives their RAV4 onto the beach.
Aaron L.I. on standby.
Yeah, exactly. Bristow helicopter from Humberside in, dragging people out by their waists.
But could you imagine that team playing on Wembley? I think that on that pitch, they're dead fucking.
Blundell Park South. We haven't been to Wembley in years.
Fucking hell.
2016, the last time.
It's a long time. 10 years now. It's a long time, Mike. Maybe we should do the playoffs.
Have a word then. Get it arranged.
Yeah, we'll do. Absolutely on it. Yeah. Thank you everybody for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. It's an hour and a half. You get this for free. Remember to like and subscribe and all the shit that people say 6-7 say. So I don't know what it does. I don't think it's going to break. I don't think we're going to become overnight internet sensations. But there we go.
6-7.
6-7. Yes. There we go.
Do you know?
6-7.
Yes.
I can now no longer say to Finley, when he says what time, I go 6-7. I can't do anything. I have to take it all out of my vocabulary now.
They do it at Wickham. So at Wickham, when it comes to the 67th minute, they put it on the screen, just the number 6-7, 67.
Liquidate them immediately.
Absolutely. Relegation.
We need to bring back promotion.
I think we should do it, but the only time London Park has a fucking atmosphere is
need to bring back voting. Vote them bastards out.
Well, we're trying, Mike, but Keir Starmer's hanging on. So there we go. Politics. Right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. I have no idea if this is going to play anything. Does it have an outro? It does. See you all later. Bye. Thank you. See you soon.
Open wide for some soccer!
And now the shipping forecast issued by the Met Office on behalf of the Maritime and Coast Guard Agency at 1130. Go! At 1130.
I don't think I've ever wanted to be on a stand more than my life around here. They're going crazy.
This antiquated main stand, I can feel it vibrating.
Say, they got a penalty here, there'll be fish flying about that. There's no tomorrow.
What a magnificent piece of football! This is Vernon! Vernon scored! The supporters are invading the pitch because Grimsby Town have caused one of the biggest upsets in their history.
Love it.